What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. Let's talk about Pepe. They burn 6.9 trillion coins. They have a massive burn that happened recently, and I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about my honest opinions, the truth behind the Pepe burn, why I see a lot of people that are saying if this can remain consistent, look what Pepe can do compared to SHIB, and all of this stuff. Now, if we look at the overall burns and what has happened, yes, we can compare it to SHIB and say Pepe looks amazing, but let's actually compare everything and understand the situation, because while the same people that were invested in Shiba Inu, they're supporting what was said about burns and how burns aren't the end all be all. And then they move over to Pepe and they're like, oh, well, I'm excited about burns because it increases the ceiling. What's the difference between Shiba Inu and Pepe there when it comes to burns? Not necessarily what's the difference between the projects, but what's the difference between the burns? So let's discuss this, because this is a bigger discussion than people think it is. So guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Patreon, those links are also in the description. Don't forget about the giveaway that I have on my credit card YouTube channel. Once we hit 2,000 subscribers, we're going to be giving away free cryptocurrency. And I'm sure anybody would actually want free cryptocurrency. Just understand that you don't have to pay for anything. All you have to do is a couple of things, and you have a chance to win the free cryptocurrency. So definitely check out that channel. Check out the video, and it'll explain everything else. So let's talk about Pepe, because if we go on X, we're going to see that Pepe has burned 6.9 trillion Pepe tokens, worth about $6 million. Now, a new team of advisors have been brought on to guide Pepe forward. Uses for the remaining 3.79 trillion tokens attributed to the original team CEX multi-sig wallet for strategic partnerships and marketing, I guess, are yet to be used if we go into it. Marketing opportunities are currently being explored. We look forward to updating the Pepe community to any future burns, movements, or uses of these tokens here on Twitter, which is X, as they take place, or in our official Telegram channel. So they burned 6.9 trillion Pepe, and it brought to light that Pepe can burn. Pepe has a max supply. We can see this decrease. And now what if this remains consistent? That's what I ended up getting, was a lot of people were like, hey, what if this remains consistent? They burned 6.9 trillion. What if they burn 6.9 trillion every single year? How long will it take for it to get down to a lower supply? And now we can see it at a level of $1. I don't think that's where this was leading to. Burning off the coins just wants to take a majority of those coins that are sitting in one place and talk about how you don't necessarily need that many coins in one place. And seeing the burns kind of lit a fire under people. And now you're seeing the potential of what Pepe could be. So that's the same thing that you saw with Shiba Inu, where Shiba Inu had a total of 1 quadrillion coins, and basically 41% of it was burned. And now it brought into people's minds like, hey, 41% could be burned. We can burn the rest of it. Well, honestly, we haven't burned a single bit of it because we placed people in charts. The difference between Pepe and Shiba Inu is that one is completely decentralized, has no adjustments to the contract. You can't access, you can't do anything, you can't change anything. And then you have the other one where you can actually do a lot with it and access different tokens that they have, different coins that they have, different, actually have a team in place to where you can implement things if you wanted to and not just be a meme, kind of like what you have with Dogecoin. So with Shiba Inu, we haven't seen the burns that we thought we were going to see, because this team that we kind of put in that place in the leadership role, we haven't seen that. So the burns have been, lackluster. They've been really, really low, comparable to the overall amount. How much? In fact, less than 1% of the supply has been burned by, the community. While you see 41%, we're still looking at the overall, for some reason I can't do math, 59% that's left. It's still there. It's not going to change. unless we see some sort of massive burn, some sort of person that has millions and decides to burn it. For Pepe, this was a one-off thing, right? You have 6.9 trillion coin burn. You're not going to see something that high again. You may see burns that come with different projects and different things that are developed, but a 6.9 trillion burn is not going to happen again unless they have some sort of a buyback and burn. But with the stuff that's left over, the 3.79 trillion coins, you could technically see a decent amount of that burn and whatever they decide to use it for when it comes to marketing and partnerships and all that other stuff. Now, if they partner with somebody that could burn, you could see a decent sized burns. But the point is, this 6.9 trillion is not something that will happen every month. It's not something that will happen every year. But the good thing we can look at is the fact that this is a 1.6% of the entire supply that has been burned, which is way more than what we saw with Shiba Inu after the initial burn has happened, right? So that's a good thing. That's a big thing. And with all of this hype that we've seen behind, Pepe and the 6.9 trillion coin burn, we are now seeing the overall price that has skyrocketed, showing that burns really do matter. So while people are claiming that burns don't matter and that you don't have any type of hype from burns, you do. And Pepe is showing that. Terra Luna Classic did show that as well. Every time you saw Binance burn, you see a decent sized push in the price. Not more recently because, it's not really, it's kind of just a standard thing, kind of every day or every month you're running through the same process of burning and it hasn't really changed. But for Pepe, it's sitting at a 26% gain, almost 27% gain, up to a level to where it has hit that drop zero multiple times. Now, that was a $300+ million market cap. We're currently at a $368 million market cap with, you see how much volume, 354% increase in volume at $481 million. The volume is higher than what you're seeing in the overall market cap because you have some sells that are going through. I would imagine majority of it are buys throughout these last 24 hours to push it up to these higher prices. So when I think about Pepe and I think about the truth again of this burn, don't expect this to be an every day, every week, every month, every year type of thing. This is a burn that has happened that kind of lit a fire and interest under Pepe as we see bullish momentum that's happening. And maybe this was strategic to have this happen during the start to the bull run, the start to this movement. May be strategic in order to burn it there so that you have a little bit more hype and interest into Pepe and push it up to certain levels. That's why when I talk about my price prediction for Pepe and where I believe it can go, I definitely think as I'm comparing things, I always look at a meme coin and say, what's the potential that it does take over the next meme coin or the previous meme coin? And we've seen Dogecoin and then Shiba Inu take over Dogecoin for a slight bit and then have decreased and kind of set itself below Dogecoin. So Dogecoin being the more valuable meme coin, Shiba Inu being the second level, and then Pepe now being in that third level, being worth 365 million, and in my opinion could be worth multiple billions. While Dogecoin might be worth 80, 90 billion at some of the higher points where it hovers, Shiba Inu may be worth 40 or 50 billion at some of the high points where it hovers, maybe even 60. And then you'll see Pepe start to compete and get to 10s, 20s, maybe even 30, billion dollars because it does have that memeable likeness to it. And we can see the hype and build that can go into it and the belief that can go into it. And also it's a little bit different than what you would see with Shiba Inu and actually having a team in place to implement things that could potentially have burns. So in my honest opinion, we will see burns, but will we see burns like this? No. I think we will see burns that may find a way to, end up consolidating to a point where you do see that much overall, but that's only with time and with things that we build. And when I say we, I'm not building anything. I currently have 67 million Pepe, and I don't plan on doing anything with it anytime soon. And if they do decide to burn and do buybacks and burns and all these other things, then we could see some major movement of this position. But like I said, this is a one-off position. My overall price prediction or let's say market cap prediction would be up in the level of, that 10, 20, and possibly $30 billion. If I'm looking at the overall bull market and something that is as popular as Pepe, that could pick up and kind of have the same amount of traction that Shiba Inu had during their like bull cycle. So that's my opinion, guys. Let me know what you think about it. I know there's some people that may be skeptical about it, but as long as you have hype and you have popularity, you could see a major push within a position like this. But I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.